Dear students, hello and welcome to my class. This is Labon Sorkara. I think you all are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. I am also fine. Dear students, today I am here to conduct the second class on chapter 7 from your Bangladesh and Global Studies group. And you know all, the name of the chapter is the organs of Bangladesh government and the administration. So dear students, before the start of our today's class, I would like to show some pictures to you. This is the first picture. Here we can see the map of Bangladesh, or we can say this is one of the states of the world. Now I am going to show you the second picture. This is the second picture, and I think you know all this man. He is our president, and his name is His Excellency Mr. Abdul Hamid, and he is the head of the state of our country according to the constitution of our country. Okay, dear students, now I am going to show you the third picture, and here we can see our loving Prime Minister, and she is the head of the government, and she is responsible to run the state according to constitution. Dear students, I think you have guessed the topics of our today's class. Basically, today I am going to take this class on two topics. One is the functions of the President of Bangladesh, and second one is the functions of the Prime Minister of Bangladesh. So dear students, before the start of our today's class, I would like to show our today's learning outcome. After the class, you will be able to describe the functions of the President of Bangladesh. Then you will be able to describe the functions of the Prime Minister of Bangladesh. So dear students, let's get started of our today's class. At first, I am going to discuss about the functions of the President of Bangladesh. Okay, so now I am going to show you the first function of the President of Bangladesh. That is, work as a head of the state. Dear students, according to the constitution of our country, our president has to do work as a head of the state. Okay, basically he is the head of the state according to our constitution, and all of the functions, all of the activities of our government expressed to be taken in the name of our president. So this is one of the functions of the president of Bangladesh. Dear students, now I am going to discuss about the second function of our president. That is, appoint other officials according to the advice of the Prime Minister. Dear students, you know, to run the state, a government is responsible, and government needs administration to run the state. And here, administration needs officials. Okay, so to appoint official is one of the functions of the president of Bangladesh. Here, our president has to take some advice from our prime minister. So that's all about this point. Dear students, now I am going to discuss about the next function of our president. That is, appoint the prime minister. Dear students, according to the constitution of our country, Article 56 has described about this process, and our prime minister is appointed by our president. So to appoint the prime minister of Bangladesh is one of the functions of the president of Bangladesh. So this is one of the functions of our president. Dear students, now I am going to discuss about the next function of our president, that is called the emergency according to the advice of the prime minister. Dear students, to understand this point, at first you have to understand what is called emergency rule. Basically, emergency rule is a situation where your fundamental rights will be postponed. Okay, and according to the constitution of our country, only our president can call the emergency. Okay, But here our president has to take some permission from our prime minister. So that's all about this point. Dear students, now I am going to discuss about the next function of our president. That is called the parliament session. So this is one of the functions of our president, to call the parliament session. Okay, and this topic, this point is very easy to understand. So now I am going to discuss about the next function of our president, that is power to make ordinance. Dear students, at first you have to understand what is called ordinance. Basically, ordinance is one of the ways to make laws. Okay, and according to the constitution of our country, Article 93 has described about ordinance. Okay, and ordinance making power is one of the special powers of our president. But after making ordinance, a law has to be permitted from the parliament members, from the parliament, after the open the parliament session. Basically, ordinance is one of the ways to make laws by the president in absence of parliament session. So that's all about this point, and this is one of the functions of the president of Bangladesh. Dear students, now I am going to discuss about the next function of our president, that is give commencement speech at parliament. Dear students, in our country, we don't say that our president participate in our parliament in every session, but before the open of every session of our parliament in every year, our president gives a commencement speech in parliament, and this is one of the functions of the president of our country. So dear students, now I am going to discuss about the next function of our president, that is appoint chief justice. Dear students, I think you know well, basically there are three organs of our government. One is the executive branch, another is legislative branch, and last one is judiciary branch. And the chief justice is the head of the judiciary branch, and according to the constitution of our country, article 95 has described about this process to appoint the chief justice of our country. Basically, the chief justice of our country appoints is appointed by our president. So this is one of the functions of the president of Bangladesh. Dear students, now I am going to discuss about the next function of our president, that is practice of the prerogative of mercy power. Dear students, at first you have to understand what is called the prerogative of mercy power. Basically, prerogative of mercy power is one of the special powers of our president. By using this power, our president can mercy or forgive any criminals for any crime in any time. Okay, and it has prescribed in our constitution in Article 49. So this is one of the functions of the president of Bangladesh. Dear students, now I am going to discuss about the last function of our president, that is declare the war if necessary. According to the constitution of our country, Article 63 has described this process, and here our president can only declare the war if necessary. And this is one of the functions of the president of Bangladesh. Dear students, the functions of the president of Bangladesh is very important topic for a creative question. So you have to give much attention on this topic, and you have to write down these points when you write down questions regarding the functions of the president of Bangladesh. And you will to write down at least 2 or 3 lines in every point. Then you will get very good marks in your examination. So that's all about the functions of the president of Bangladesh. Now I am going to discuss about the functions of our prime minister. The first function of our prime minister is work as a head of the government. dear students, according to the constitution of our country and being the parliamentary form of government system, our prime minister has to work as a head of the government. Okay, basically in this system she is all in our government system, and she is highly responsible to run the state smoothly according to our constitution. So this is the first function of our prime minister. And now I'm going to discuss about the next function of our prime minister, that is advise president to appoint other officials of the government. Dear students, you know all to run the state is a very difficult task. Okay, and to run the state, a highly organized administration is needed, and administration needs different officials. Okay, so our this is the responsibility of our prime minister to advise our president to appoint officials in administration, so that so that the administration can run the state very smoothly. So this is one of the functions of the prime minister of Bangladesh. Dear students, now I am going to discuss about the next function of our prime minister, that is work as a leader of the state. Okay, so according to the constitution of our country, our prime minister is head of the government, and he represents our country. Say for example, our prime minister represents all of the international meetings, international conferences. Okay, say for example, in every year our prime minister represents our country in United Nations General Assembly on behalf of our country. So so this is one of the functions of the prime minister of Bangladesh. Dear students, now I am going to discuss about the next function of our prime minister, that is work as the leader of the majority political party. So dear students, to understand this point, at first you have to understand what is called political party, types of political party. At first I am going to discuss about political party. Political party is such a legal organization which wants to form government in legal way, so that it can run the state according to constitution, it can distribute the national resources. Okay, so this is called political party. And basically there are two types of political party. One is ruling political party and another is opposition political party. Ruling political party is responsible to run the state according to constitution. On the other hand, the opposition political party is responsible to make accountable the ruling political party to run the state. Okay, so to work as the leader of the majority or ruling political party is one of the functions of the prime minister of Bangladesh. So dear students, now I am going to discuss about the next function of the prime minister of Bangladesh, that is coordinating the government policies. Dear students, as the head of the government system of our country, our prime minister coordinates all of the government policies. Our prime minister coordinates all of the activities of all of the ministries. So this is one of the functions of the prime minister of Bangladesh. Dear students, now I am going to discuss about the next function of our prime minister, that is practice the financial power. Okay, basically in the time of making budget, we can see the reflection of our prime minister's mind in our budget. Okay, so this is one of the functions of the prime minister of Bangladesh. Dear students, now I am going to discuss about the next function of our prime minister, that is lead the parliament. And I think you all have very good idea about parliament. Basically parliament means the legislature house, and you know the name of our legislature house is House of Nation, and it consists of 350 members. Okay, and this institution, this organ is highly responsible to make law on the basis of the constitution for the welfare of the common people. And as the leader of the parliament, our prime minister is responsible to ask to give the answers of the questions from different parliament members in parliament. Okay, so to lead the parliament as a leader of the parliament is one of the functions of the prime minister of Bangladesh. Dear students, now I am going to discuss about the next function of our Prime Minister, that is sanction, relief and donation. Our Prime Minister sometimes grants donation to different types of peoples for different purposes. At the same time, sometimes our Prime Minister uh, grants sanction, grants relief to the people who are affected from different natural calamities. So this is one of the functions of the Prime Minister of Bangladesh. So dear students, that's all about the functions of the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, and this topic is highly important for a creative question. And when you will write down about the functions of the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, you will have to write down these points, and then you have to write down at least 2 or 3 lines in each point. Then you will get very good marks in your examination. So that's all about the functions of the Prime Minister of Bangladesh. Dear students, now I am going to start the next part of our today's class. That is the evaluation part. In this part, I am going to ask you some questions, and you have to, and basically you will try to give the right answers of these questions. Though I will tell you the right answers of this question. So my first question is, who is the head of the state of Bangladesh? Dear students, according to the constitution of our country, the head of the state of Bangladesh is our president. Okay, because Bangladesh is a parliamentary form of government, and in parliamentary form of government, we can see president is the head of the state. So this is the answer of this question. So my second question is, who is the head of the government of Bangladesh? Dear students, according to the constitution of our country, our prime minister is responsible to run the state. Basically, he is the head of the government, and he or she coordinates all of the actions, all of the activities of government. Okay, so our prime minister is the head of the government of Bangladesh. So this is the answer of this question. My third question is, who appoints the Prime Minister of Bangladesh? Dear students, according to Constitution of our country, Article 56, our President appoints our Prime Minister. So this is the answer of this question. Next question is, what is ordinance? Basically, ordinance is one of the ways to make laws, and our presidents can't only make laws in absence of parliament. So basically, ordinance is one of the ways to make law. Okay, so this is the answer of this question. My last question is, who is the leader of the parliament? Okay, according to the constitution of our country, our prime minister is the leader of the parliament. So dear students, that's all about the evaluation part. Okay, dear students, now I am going to give you some homeworks. You have to write down the functions of the prime minister of Bangladesh. Then you have to write the functions of the president of Bangladesh. Then you have to submit the answers of these 2 questions to your respective subject teachers after the open of your school. Dear students, if you want to watch my more video classes, you have to subscribe my YouTube channel, and the name of my YouTube channel is Labon BGS Tutorial. Dear students, that's all about our today's class. If you have any questions regarding our today's class, you should feel free to put your questions in your comment box. After the finish of your class, I will try to my level best to give the right answers of your questions. Dear students, thank you very much for watching me with your kind passion. Next time, see you again. Till then, Allah Hafiz.